Beloved, I want you to listen closely, because someone here tonight has been crying in silence. Someone here has been waiting, aching, longing for a love that never seems to come. And I want to tell you this evening, from the bottom of my heart, that God sees you. He hears the sobs behind your smile. He knows the weight of your loneliness. And He has not forgotten you. Delay is not denial. There comes a moment in every believer's life when the silence of heaven feels unbearable. You pray, you fast, you wait, and still nothing. The clock ticks, the days turn into years, and the heart begins to wonder, has God forgotten me? The ache of waiting, especially when it comes to love, can feel like a punishment. But hear this truth clearly. God's delay is not His denial. What looks like a pause in your life is often a powerful act of divine protection, preparation, and purpose. When God holds something back, He's not being cruel. He's being careful. He loves you far too much to give you something that isn't ready or something you're not prepared to carry. Many times, we ask God for a blessing, but what we don't see is that the blessing also carries weight. Love isn't just about emotion, it's about responsibility. And God, in His infinite wisdom, doesn't just hand out blessings to satisfy your desires. He gives them in due season, when they will strengthen you, not destroy you. We live in a world of instant gratification. If we want food, we microwave it. If we want answers, we Google them. But the kingdom of God operates on a different timetable. God isn't interested in speed. He's interested in depth. He wants roots, not just fruits. When He delays something as precious as love, it's because He's doing something eternal in the waiting. He's not trying to hurt you. He's trying to heal you. Heal the parts of you that would settle for less, that would chase after empty promises, that would confuse lust for love or comfort for covenant. Think about the story of Lazarus. Jesus could have come immediately when He heard Lazarus was sick, but He waited, He delayed. And when He finally arrived, Lazarus was already dead. The people around Him said, "If only you had come sooner." They thought the delay was a denial. But Jesus knew what they didn't. He wasn't just going to heal Lazarus. He was going to raise him. That delay wasn't rejection. It was resurrection. What looked like the end was actually the setup for a greater miracle. In the same way, God sometimes allows your love life to feel like a tomb. Cold, still silent. But He's not finished. He's not ignoring you. He's preparing to do something that will make you fall to your knees in worship when it finally comes to pass. You see, God's no is often a not yet. And His not yet is always wrapped in love. If you only knew what He was protecting you from, if you only saw what He was preparing behind the scenes, you'd thank Him for every unanswered prayer. So many people rush into relationships out of fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of missing out. Fear that maybe God really doesn't have someone for them. But fear is never from God. And anything built on fear won't last. That's why God delays, not to deprive you, but to develop you. To anchor your heart in His love before you give it to someone else. Because if you don't know your worth in Him, you'll always settle for someone who doesn't see it either. When God delays love, He's also working on the other person. They might be going through a transformation, a wilderness season, a healing journey of their own. They might not be ready to love you in the way God intends. And rather than give you a broken person who will break you further, He waits. He shapes. He restores. So when you finally meet, it won't be two half-healed hearts clinging to each other. It will be two whole hearts overflowing with purpose, coming together in divine alignment. God never wastes time. Every day you wait is a day God is working. He sees your tears. He knows your desires. And He is not playing with your emotions. He is purifying your expectations. He's teaching you to trust Him beyond your timeline, to believe Him beyond what your eyes can see. Because when it finally happens, when love comes wrapped in heaven's approval, you'll know it was worth every moment of waiting. You'll understand that the delay was never a denial. It was a gift, a holy pause, a sacred preparation for a love that is rooted in eternity. Preparation over immediate gratification in a world that craves quick results and instant rewards. Waiting often feels like losing. We've been conditioned to believe that if something doesn't happen right away, it's not meant to be. But God's ways are not our ways, and His timing rarely aligns with the impatience of human desire. When it comes to love, especially for His chosen ones, God often chooses preparation over immediate gratification. Not because He's withholding something good, but because He is building something holy. And holy things take time. We must understand that God is not in the business of microwaving destinies. He is the potter, and He takes time to mold, shape, and refine. When you ask Him for love, He doesn't just look at your current emotions. He looks at your future purpose. Love, in His eyes, is not a quick fix to loneliness. It is a lifelong covenant, a sacred union meant to reflect His glory and carry kingdom weight. And for that kind of love to last, it must be planted deep in maturity, watered in truth, and grown in faith. Instant gratification might satisfy your flesh, but it won't sustain your spirit. Many relationships fall apart, not because the people didn't care, but because they weren't prepared. They hadn't faced their own wounds, hadn't dealt with their own insecurities, hadn't surrendered their plans to the will of God. Rushing into love without preparation is like building a house on sand. When the winds come, and they will come, what wasn't built on the rock will crumble. So when God delays a relationship, it's not punishment, it's construction. He's laying a foundation in your soul. He's teaching you how to love without needing to be loved back. He's strengthening your identity in Him so you don't lose yourself in someone else. He's removing idols, pruning pride, deepening your roots. Because what you're asking for is not ordinary, and neither is the process to receive it. God is more interested in who you are becoming than what you are receiving. He sees the spouse, the parent, the servant, leader He's calling you to be. And love, real God-ordained love, will demand more of you than you can imagine. It will require sacrifice, selflessness, discernment, and patience. So He prepares you. He allows seasons of singleness, not as a curse, but as a classroom. And in that sacred space, He teaches you the art of trust, the strength of waiting, the power of worshiping, even when the promise hasn't yet arrived. There are things in your future marriage that require you to be spiritually mature today. God might be asking you to walk through forgiveness now, because one day you'll need to forgive your spouse. He might be teaching you endurance now, because one day love will feel more like a choice than a feeling. He might be showing you how to be content in Him now, so that you don't place the burden of your happiness on another human being later. Preparation is not always glamorous. It's often lonely, quiet, hidden. But it is in that hidden place where God does his deepest work. You may not see the progress, but heaven is shaping you. You may not hear the applause, but angels are watching. And when the time is right, when you have been prepared, and they have been prepared, God will bring love into your life in a way that no one and nothing can hinder. Choosing preparation over gratification is choosing trust over control. It's saying, Lord, I believe you know best. I believe your plan is greater than my impatience. It's recognizing that a delayed blessing is often a double portion waiting to unfold. It's resting in the truth that what God builds in secret will stand in public, and what he refines in private will shine in the light. Don't despise the preparation. Don't rush the process. The love God is preparing you for is worth every refining fire, every quiet prayer, every lonely night. Because when it comes, it won't just be love. It will be legacy. It won't just be romance. It will be revival. And it all starts with the sacred choice to trust preparation over immediate gratification. Divine timing for divine purpose. There is a clock that governs heaven, and it doesn't tick according to human expectation. It does not rush at the sound of your longing, nor does it slow down to match your fears. It moves in perfect rhythm with God's eternal will. And when it comes to love, to connection, to covenant, his timing is never off. It is always precise, always purposeful, always drenched in divine intent. What feels delayed to you is often perfectly scheduled by heaven, because divine timing is never random. It is always tied to divine purpose. So many times we ask God for something now because we believe we are ready. But readiness in our eyes is often based on what we feel, not what he sees. God looks at the full picture. Your heart, your calling, your wounds, your maturity, your mission. He says, and because he sees the whole story, he answers according to what will serve your purpose, not just soothe your pain. When love doesn't come when you expect it to, it's not because God is distant. It's because he is weaving together something that is bigger than you, something that will impact more than just your emotions. It will impact destinies, legacies, and generations to come. Every delay has a reason. Every waiting season is a part of the preparation. There are people you are called to reach, places you are called to go, assignments you are called to complete that require your full attention before love enters the picture. There are also aspects of your future partner's life that need to be aligned with heaven before your paths can cross. God is not just trying to give you a love story. He's trying to align you with someone whose calling will complement yours, and not conflict with it. Timing matters in the kingdom. In the natural world, planting a seed out of season results in a weak harvest or no harvest at all. The same is true for love. If you try to force something before its season, it will not flourish. But when love blooms in its appointed time, under heaven's instruction, it will be marked by peace, strength, and divine confirmation. That is why the waiting is sacred. It's not just empty space. It's holy ground. It's the place where God prepares your soul to carry what he is about to release. Divine timing requires trust. It asks you to let go of your calendar and embrace his sovereignty. It asks you to believe that the same God who formed you in your mother's womb has also written the days of your life with care. That includes your love story. Not a single moment has been missed. Not a single tear has gone unnoticed. He is working behind the scenes, aligning paths, healing hearts, building bridges you haven't even imagined yet. And when the moment is right, it won't be something you have to force. It will flow. It will feel like grace. It will carry the fingerprints of God. One of the greatest challenges in faith is surrendering your timeline. The world around you will pressure you with its deadlines. Your friends will get married. Your family will ask questions. Your heart will ache. But don't let the noise around you drown out the whisper of God within you. He hasn't forgotten. He hasn't overlooked you. He's just orchestrating something that will not only answer your prayers, but exceed your expectations. Because His purpose is not just to give you love. It's to give you a love that reveals Him. When love comes in God's time, it won't leave you confused. It won't require you to beg for attention, compromise your calling, or lose your peace. It will fit into your life like it was always meant to be there, because it was. It will strengthen your faith, not weaken it. It will push you toward purpose, not pull you away from it. That kind of love only comes when God says, nope. So if you're waiting, don't give up hope. Don't let impatience convince you to settle. Don't believe the lie that time is running out. God is never late. He is always working. And when His timing meets His purpose, nothing in hell or on earth can stop what He has ordained. Love delayed is not love denied. It is love preserved. It is love refined. And in the fullness of time, it will be revealed. Not just as an answer to your longing, but as a key to your purpose. Fall in love with Jesus first before God. Bring someone to walk beside you in love. He calls you to walk with Him alone. Before you give your heart to another, He asks that you give your whole heart to Him, and not as a second thought, not as a side relationship while you wait for a romantic one, but as your first and forever love. Because when you fall in love with Jesus first, everything else in your life, including love itself, finds its rightful place. The world tells you that being single means something is missing. That love from another person will finally make you whole. But Jesus says something far deeper, far truer. You are already complete in me. He doesn't leave you halfway. He doesn't love you with conditions. He doesn't make you earn affection. He simply calls you His. And until that becomes enough for your soul, no earthly relationship will satisfy what only heaven can fulfill. There's a sacred invitation in the waiting. An invitation to discover the one who has never left you, the one who's been whispering your name in the silence. Jesus is not a placeholder until your person arrives. He is the person your soul was made for. When you truly encounter His love, everything changes. You stop chasing people who don't see you. You stop measuring your worth by who notices or affirms you. You begin to live from a place of being already chosen, already desired, already cherished. When you fall in love with Jesus first, you learn the kind of love that gives without demanding, that stays through storms, that speaks truth. When lies try to creep in, you begin to understand that love is not just about feeling good. It's about being like Christ. He teaches you patience. He teaches you forgiveness. He teaches you sacrifice. Not through theory, but through experience. Because the more time you spend in His presence, the more your heart is shaped to love like His. Many enter relationships hoping to find identity, hoping to be healed, hoping to be seen. But if Jesus hasn't been allowed to do that first, love becomes an idol, a dependency, a constant cycle of heartbreak and confusion. That's why he waits. Not to withhold love, but to become your foundation. Because if your heart is anchored in him, no person can shake you. If your confidence is rooted in his truth, no rejection can uproot you. If your joy is found in his presence, no absence of a partner can steal your peace. Falling in love with Jesus first is not about being perfect before you're ready for a relationship. It's about being whole in him. It's waking up and knowing you are deeply loved, regardless of your relationship status. It's worshiping with abandon, praying with intimacy, walking in purpose, serving with joy. It's looking in the mirror and seeing someone who is not waiting to be chosen, but someone who already is. Jesus desires to be your first love, not just in order of priority, but in depth of intimacy. When he holds that place in your heart, you stop looking for someone to rescue you. You've already been rescued. You stop begging for someone to understand you. You've already been fully known and still fully loved. You stop trying to earn love by being more, because Jesus gave his love when you had nothing to offer but your brokenness. It's not that romantic love isn't beautiful. It is. It's a gift, a reflection, a blessing. But it was never meant to replace the one who created it. When Jesus is first, love becomes a complement, not a completion. Your future spouse becomes a partner, not a savior. And your relationship becomes a reflection of the gospel, not a remedy for loneliness. So don't just wait for love. Pursue the lover of your soul. Fall in love with the one who died for you, who walks with you, who calls you by name. Let him be your home. Let him be your joy. Let him be the one who holds your heart until the day comes that he places it into the hands of someone who will guard it well. When you fall in love with Jesus first, you're not behind. You're being built. You're not forgotten. You're being formed. When love arrives, it won't be to complete you, but to join you. Two hearts fully in love with Christ, now ready to reflect him together. That's not just romance. That's redemption. That's what you were made for. So, dear brothers and sisters, if you find yourself in a season of waiting, don't curse it. Consecrate it. Don't rush to escape it. Let God reveal himself in it. He has not delayed out of neglect. He has delayed out of divine love. Because what he's preparing for you is not ordinary. It's not rushed. It's not broken. It's holy. Hold on. Not to your timeline, but to his promises. Lean not on your emotions, but on the everlasting arms of a God who never fails. Let him complete the work in you. Let him love you into wholeness. And when the time comes, when the page turns, you won't just fall in love with a person. You'll step into a love story authored by heaven itself. He's worth trusting. He's worth waiting for. And so is the love he's preparing for you. Amen.